Hello, I'm Tyler. I'm the Anime Ghost, and I'm here with my friend. You want to introduce yourself, or I can introduce you.
Introduce me, sir.
This is my friend Haunter, which is both a joke and a ghost. This is the Anime Taste Test, where we will be comparing our top threes in a particular anime category, and you viewers will decide who has the better taste. Now, in order to make this a little bit fair, I will be going first, and Hunter will be going second. But I guess, or we can not do that. Actually, let's not do that. Let's just alternate.
Yeah, we definitely alternate.
Yeah, we definitely alternate. All right. Today's category is romance anime. Now, some of you may not know this about me, but I am an avid consumer of trashy rom-coms all the time. Only in anime form. We'll like to put that, although I do like Pitch Perfect quite a bit, and that is basically a rom-com. Maybe I just like rom-coms. What do you think, Hunter?
Oh, you and Pitch Perfect. You have a major.
Anna Kendrick's the best.
Yes,
yeah,
that is your girl.
She's the best. She's just the best. And she'll never see this video, thank God. But yeah, we're just going to be comparing our taste, starting with our third picks, and then moving upwards. And then you and the audience will hopefully leave a comment saying who you think had the better taste for each round, and at the end, we'll see who had the most from the comments on the last video and put that in the next video. But yeah, romance anime, it's a staple. Hunter, how much romance anime do you watch?
I'll start off by saying I haven't watched quite as many romances as you have, but I've watched an okay amount, so yeah. I haven't gotten into some of the deep cuts. There's a few on my list, hoping to expand my horizons, but I still really like quite a few of these.
I mean, yeah, to be clear, set the rules for this. We decided to not go with harems, specifically because that's kind of its own genre. And it's not really romance, if we're being completely honest, right?
Yeah, I will say Quintessential Quintuplets does have, like, my honorable mention and a special place, because that was, like, my first kind of romance that brought me into the, like, non-shonen side of anime, so I leave that as an honorable mention, and Miku is best girl, so.
You're incorrect, but you're out of line, but I'll allow it. What's her name? Ichika? The One-san type. That's my best girl.
I thought you were Nino.
Or Nino. Damn. Okay, maybe two girls can be best girl after all, but
don't even remember your own best girl. Wow.
Shut up. All right. Shut up. I have too many best girls to keep track of. That's the problem. Yeah. Let's just get into this before I embarrass myself further with lack of knowledge of character names with our number threes. So do you want to go first, or do I want to go first? What do you think, Hunter?
I'm pretty sure you said earlier that you were going first, despite me being the guest, so go ahead, sir.
Ah, yes. I've dug myself a hole yet again, haven't I? Okay, so my pick for my number three, top three romance anime of all time that I've seen. Obviously, I can't count for things that I haven't seen. I like to think this is a hipster pick. It's Yamada-kun and the Seven Witches, which I believe you have not seen. Correct, Hunter?
I have not seen it. I have vaguely heard about it from you and from TikTok, but I really don't have too much knowledge on this one.
Yes, it's again, it's pretty sleeper pick, but it's got a really solid cast. It's funny. I like the protagonist. I really like Yankee protagonists. Currently, it's rated 4.7 out of 5 on Crunchyroll. So that means, the other people have seen it agree it's kind of good. But as for like the basic premise of the show, it starts with the main character, a guy named Ryu Yamada, here henceforth referred to as blue-haired delinquent, and main girl, I'm not even going to begin to pronounce. I'll put that name on screen because there's no way I'm pronouncing that one correctly. But she's blonde, and she's not my best girl in the show personally, but she is pretty good. They fall down the stairs. They end up kissing because, of course, they do. And they swap bodies. So the guy is the girl, and the girl is the guy, and they figure out that they can do that basically whenever they want. So as long as they kiss, they can swap. And there's actually 7 different quote-unquote superpowers in the thing, but it's got like a little supernatural flair to it, but it's still like just a solid romance. What do you, Hunter, have you like looked up any of the character designs or anything?
Well, I can real quick. Let's do this. Pull up the browser.
Yeah, I just want you to know, or rather, I want to know which one just catches your eye immediately. While you're doing that, I'll keep explaining. Yeah, so basically, there's these witches. They're the ones who have the kissing-based superpowers. And spoiler alert: Yamada has the ability to copy the witch's abilities, and it's still really solid romance. But it's like not my number one because it is kind of like more focused on the drama side of things and like the cool interactions that the powers involve, and like who's got the powers, trying to figure out who does, who doesn't, how to work with it. It's also got like one of those funny like student councils that are all powerful.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much that in a nutshell. Which one of those characters like catches your eye right away?
All right, if I'm having to choose one off of these posters, I'm a sucker for the long black dark hair.
Long black dark hair.
One with the blue ribbon. Yeah, she's in the back. The blue ribbon around.
Unfortunately, she doesn't have like a huge role in the story.
Well, of course.
Of course.
She's the back of the poster.
Hunter just likes blue. That's what it is.
Totally.
No, my best girl, even though she's a terrible person, is the purple-haired girl. She's the best.
All right. That seems about right for you. You and your delinquents. Yeah.
Shut up. Shut up. I like it. I wish, I think it's funny because I think I'm like, wish that I was a delinquent. But I was definitely not.
Oh.
At any point.
Furthest thing from, my goodness.
Okay. Enough about my pick. Go ahead and go through your pick.
All right. So, my number 3 definitely has a bit of that recency bias on it. My Dress Up Darling. Amazing show. I just loved watching it. So, and also keeping me from ranking it higher is like I realize there's some recency bias, so like I need to wait and see if it still holds up through the test of time. But it was just an amazing story. They genuinely were interested in each other. It wasn't just a guy who's like, oh, she's hot, and there's some weird plot reason that they get together. Like, they both have similar interests, and you just get to watch them grow together. And also, the other thing, kind of keeping it down at this number 3, I'm not super big on, like, the nudity of it, but, like, while it is definitely there's plenty of fan service for you that want that. It's also incredibly wholesome. Like, the scene on the train, and if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about, where he's falling asleep and starts talking. Peak. I loved that moment. That was amazing. It just showed, like, true feelings that you didn't, that, like, he wouldn't have said if he was fully conscious, really. But it's what he really wanted to say. And one of the best moments in the anime, in my opinion. So, what all have you seen in...
I mean, the main girl, I think her name's Marin, right?
Yeah.
Is that correct? she's like all over everybody's social media and stuff. So I definitely know of her. I just one thing before I continue, I just think it's so funny that you're like, damn, get this these how do I make this so I don't get demonetized? I'm not monetized anyway. Screw it. How do I get this horny out of my anime, my wholesome romance anime? Some people are like there for that, and others like, nah, get out of here.
You just want to be happy, man.
I understand. Yeah, I know that like the girl's into cosplaying, and the guy is like, he makes like dresses for dolls. So they both have like a mutual interest. I will say she's probably not my pick for top tier waifu. Just putting that out there. I just have different tastes. That's it. I just tanked my my votes, but that's okay. Yeah, it just looks really cute. I haven't gotten around to watching it yet. I've been watching other things from previous and current seasons, but it's definitely on my list for good romances to check out.
All right. So what do you got at number 2 for you?
Oh, that is... Wait. I thought you... Oh. I did say I was going first. God damn it. All right, this one is a time-honored classic. I'm confident that I will get the votes on this one. It's Toradora, which, if you haven't watched, go watch it, first off. But it's just a normal rom-com. It's as bad as vanilla as you can get in terms of it. But it was like before a lot of, I don't know. It was like a mature rom-com before mature rom-coms were a thing, right? Like realistic character interactions. Taiga is the best girl. So, little quick plot summary. Basically, the main guy, Ryuji, and the main girl, just say her name, Taiga, both like start interacting with each other because they're both trying to get with the other's respective best friend. So it's like peak comedy setup, right? Because, you know, they're both trying to hit on the other
one's best friend. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of good comedy stuff. Taiga's one of like the original tsunderes, with all that entails. Now I'm not a big tsundere guy, I'll admit, but she's also like tiny, so it's adorable. And Ryuji is just like a normal guy, which is nice. Like, there's a lot of times where like high schoolers in anime are not high schoolers, in terms of like maturity and stuff, right? Yeah. And he is a high schooler, and they like dance around relationship issues like a real person would. And I'm just like, man, this is great. I can actually believe these characters. It's pretty good. Would recommend. Out of 10.
That's also one of the ones that was definitely high up on my I need to watch list. That might be my next to watch. So
it's like 2 seasons. It's 25 episodes. I think it's on Netflix too. So you probably don't have to worry about ads. Just speed run that.
I'll have it done by this week.
Oh yeah, easily. That's nothing. But yeah, what's your number 2 pick? What are you throwing up against a certified classic?
All right, so I guess if I have what you would call a deep cut, this would be it. But my number 2 is My Senpai is Annoying. It's also kind of new on the spectrum, but it didn't get nearly as much press as like My Dress Up Darling did. But
oh yeah, of course.
So one of the main reasons I like it is it branches away from, it's not necessarily your same, boys in high school and falling in love with girl. The main character is actually the girl, and you follow her along, and it takes place in like an office setting. So you get a little bit more of that maturity in there, and I like that change of pace and that difference. And I'm a little bit older now, so like I like seeing things in my environment. I don't always want to transport back to high school where all these normally take place, which still get some good stories out of those, but it's nice having that good change of pace. Also, it's a very solid 2 for 1. You got your main romance between Futaba and Takeda, which is great in and of itself. She's tiny and he is massive, and they just work together. And the interactions between them, hilarious. And then, arguably, I almost like the interactions between, like, the subplot romance of Kazuma and Sakurai. But they play so well in tandem, it's just beautiful. I went back and rewatched the Christmas episode today, and I was smiling ear to ear the entire time because it's adorable, man. It's just freaking cute. And you get a bit of that funny in there, and I'm a sucker for those good side characters. And it has a lot of good side characters in it. So that's kind of my piece on it.
I'm looking through some of the pictures on Google Images too, and a lot of the characters do look pretty funny. Like I see like this really muscled guy. I don't know what I think.
Yeah,
is that her dad?
No. Oh, well, there's her grandpa, and then Takeda, the dude, her senpai, is also super buff. And I mean, there's an episode.
He's like got the green beard. Green beard is.
Yeah, that's the grandpa.
he looks ripped as hell.
So, like, of course, in, like, typical romance fashion, like, they're not officially together or anything, but, like, they're kind of in that flirty phase where neither one of them's going to say anything, and, like, her grandpa comes in town. And just watching the interaction between these two buff, overbearing men, it's hilarious, because they both feel protective over her, and it's just funny. Also, you get to watch Takeda deck the crap out of some pervert on the train, and that's beautiful.
Yeah, I could see an image of that. I was wondering what that was. So at least they're addressing that, because I know that's a really big issue in Japan, especially. But yeah, Hunter busts out a sleeper hit from the new season again to undermine my classical taste. But will it be enough? I don't know. Let's
you decide.
To the third and our first number 1 picks for our top romance anime. So I decided to go with something that's a little bit off the beaten path. Once again, I think I just like stuff that's not like normal, I guess.
You're such a hipster. Look at you.
Yeah, bro. I'm a romance anime hipster. I've seen all of them. I know I've seen like the good stuff all the time. I need the interesting stuff in my life, you know? But this one is really, really off the beaten path, but I think it still applies. It's The World God Only Knows. Which
then how do you know about it, sir?
Oh, good question. Because it was on... Was it on Crunchyroll?
This is your anime. I don't know.
Bro, it's been a while since I've watched it, okay? It is on Crunchyroll. Cool. So you can watch it. I've also read the manga, because I am a filthy manga reader. I'm sorry, I betrayed you all. But the anime does end before the actual ending, which is unfortunate, but it happened a lot back in the day, and we got used to it. But the basic premise for it is the main character is really good at like those dating simulation games, right? Like that's all he plays, and he has like like an advice column where people come and it's like, hey, how do I get to this ending on this game? And he'll like tell them because he's already beaten the game within like 15 minutes. He's basically like a speed runner of the game, right? So he's really good at like picking out routes and stuff. And he gets a message from somebody. He's like, hey, I need your help capturing a girl, which is how you refer to, like, finishing the games, right? And he was like, oh, yeah, cool, I'll accept. And he accidentally forms a contract with the devil.
All right.
Hell is a good place in the anime. It's not a good place, but it's definitely not, like, bad. And it's more like he forms a contract with like a police officer to capture escaped souls, which hide in the. It says hides in the heart of girls who have like a problem, like something else, like a hole. Essentially, is how it's described. So, in order to fix that and get the soul or the like things that are the bad ghosts out of the girl, he has to make the girl fall in love. Now, this sounds like your standard like setup for like a harem, right? But there's a catch. At the end, like after he's captured the girl, quote unquote, the girl forgets everything, right, that happened during the capture. Which
sucks.
Probably, yeah, it's really weird. So you're like, okay, how is this a romance, right? Right. First off, you get to really see the main character break down, which sounds terrible, but he's basically forcing himself to fall in love with these girls over and over again, right? And there are emotional consequences to that, as there would be in real life. And you see him start to slowly be like, man, I'm not who I used to be. This kind of sucks. But at the end, he does pick a girl, as it were. I'm not going to spoil who, because it's not important. But
I'd say the ending is very important to an anime, sir.
Look, all right, I'm not spoiling that. You guys got to go watch this, all right? Watch it or read it. Reading it's also fine. But it's really good. That premise alone is enough to sell it for me. It's something that hasn't been done before, and I don't think it's been done since. But it's really good. It's definitely worth the watch. Also, the protagonist looks like Austin Powers. So, I mean, how are you going to beat that?
Ooh. Well, how I'm going to beat that is my number one is Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. And
Bunny Girl.
Yes, sir. But it's also kind of ironic because you really don't see her in the bunny suit that much. And most people, when they look at this title, automatic no. Admittedly, I put off watching this for quite a while because you look at that title and go, what on earth am I getting into? But my cousin ended up recommending it to me, and I went and watched it, and it's my number one on this list, and probably my number one overall, because it put me in my feels. So, a little bit of context. When I watched this, I was in the desert, middle of a desert island, and I'd been with the same 25 dudes on deployment. So having a little bit of actual romance, I guess, was very much what my brain needed at that point in time. So it elevated how good it hit. And it's also not just pure romance. You get really cool mental thinking things. I don't want to go into all of them because it'll spoil what it is, but you also think along with this anime. It challenges your brain some, and it's also freaking adorable. Yeah, I can't really put into words how good I believe this thing is. But, I mean, and they also flirt with each other in a way that's not one of them's super innocent and they don't confront their feelings. They're both very upfront with each other, and at some points you can kind of tell they're trying to fluster the other one out of the situation, and it's also a good change of pace. But yeah,
the main character does exactly speak his mind, or he says exactly what all of us want to say, and that's really good.
Beautiful.
I started watching it recently on Hunter's recommendation, and I'm almost done with it. And I can't say the anime just looks really good, but also yes, it does make you think, and it's got mystery vibes to it, and I like that too.
Also, you have to watch the movie that comes afterwards. You can find it pretty easy, but the movie is also top tier. Brought some manly tears at the end.
It did?
Yes, sir.
I mean, I still haven't seen Your Name, so I don't know, man. I don't know, but I also don't cry a lot at watching shows.
Well, I wasn't like
It'll break
bawling my eyes out, but like you had like that one or two manly tears come down.
Gotcha. It's emotional, but it's not like sad.
Also, like again, I don't been around like 25 dudes for like 7 or 8 months at this point. I needed this in my life.
All right. Well, that was our top threes, right? Got anything else to add before we wrap this thing up?
Oh no, I'd say that pretty much sums it up. Tell us who you think has better taste.
I mean, it's me, but you know, Hunter might take one round or two. Also, whenever you guys post your votes, go ahead and put which type of anime you'd like to see us go over our top three in next. I'd like to do action or adventure. I love both of those genres. What about you, Hunter? Which one do you think you have the most, I don't know, experience with? Yeah, just put it down in the comments.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. Again, do the normal stuff you're supposed to do on YouTube. That's it from me. Anything else, Hunter?
Well, have a good one.
Have a good one. Bye.